When darkness falls, our stories come alive. Welcome to Scary Bedtime Story. Just hearing it is enough to be afraid. Act 1. The Bell in the Rainy Night. That night, wind slipped through the cracks of the door. Rain pattered against the old tin roof. The city slept deeply. Only the faint yellow street lights illuminated the narrow alley. May, a woman in her early 30s, living alone on the 4th floor, tossed and turned, unable to sleep. Lately, she'd been waking at midnight, startled by the sound of a bell ringing from somewhere far away. The bell was not clear like a church bell, but rather elusive, haunting, like it came from another dimension, seeping through the old walls and mixing with the chill of the rainy night. At first, May thought she was imagining it, but the bell always rang at exactly 2:17 a.m., 20 tolls before falling silent. Tonight was no different. At precisely 2:17, the bell sounded again. May lay still, listening, holding her breath. The bell was both near and distant, deep and pure, imbued with a sadness and coldness that made her shiver. May crept into the hallway. The light was still on in apartment 304. Mr. Lou, the reclusive old man, lived there. Behind the curtain, a figure stood motionless, watching her. May hurried back into her apartment, slamming the door shut. The night slipped into silence. Act 2. The Stranger and the Music Box. The next morning, May found an unmarked envelope at her door. Inside was a single line. When the bell tolls, do not open the door. A chill ran down her spine. Who sent this? How could anyone know her secret? One she'd told no one? The bell and the rain seemed to drip into her heart, forming rings of unease. That afternoon, a stranger knocked on her door. A middle-aged woman with a strangely familiar face. Though May couldn't place her, the woman held a small, weathered wooden box carved with ancient patterns. "Have you heard the bell at night?" the woman asked, her gaze deep and distant. May nodded hesitantly. "You must return what is not yours. Old debts unpaid. The bell will never stop." Without another word, the woman set the box down and disappeared into the dim hallway. May opened the box. Inside was a small, rusted pendulum clock. When she wound it, the chimes sounded exactly like the midnight bell. Suddenly, childhood memories flooded back. When she was 10, an old fortune teller once took shelter from the rain in their home. That night, he'd given her mother a pendulum clock and warned, "When you hear a strange bell, don't open the door, don't look outside." Later, tragedy struck. Her mother passed away in her sleep, and the clock mysteriously vanished. The bell, her mother's death, could it all be a coincidence? Act 3. The Last Door and the Truth. That night, the rain grew heavier, wind rattling the windows as if to tear open the night. May clutched the box, curled in the corner of her bed. At 2:17, the bell tolled, louder and clearer than ever, as if ringing right inside her room. The chimes echoed through the rain and her quickening breath. Suddenly, there was a knock 3 times. Then silence. May remembered the warning. When the bell tolls, do not open the door. But curiosity and fear fought inside her. Slowly, she approached the door, her hand trembling on the cold knob. The hallway was empty. Only rain and the dim light remained. At her feet was an old iron key. She picked it up, realizing it fit the small lock on the wooden box. With a gentle turn, the box sprang open. A wisp of mist rose, carrying a familiar scent, her mother's perfume. Inside was a small note. "Don't let memories sleep, my child." May stood frozen. All the chimes, the shadows, the warnings were simply to remind her of the past, of the mother she'd lost. All her fears were just shadows of memories unaccepted. The little regrets she'd never forgiven herself for. Outside, the bell finally stopped. The room filled with gentle silence. May closed her eyes, her heart light at last. That night, she slept deeply, in the peaceful embrace of the rain. Good night.